a deep sense of self-worth cannot be given by someone else, right? You have to actually create it yourself. It has to come through a kind of self-creation process, and it cannot depend on other people's affirmation or denial of who you are. And whenever you witness somebody who has that deep sense of confidence and self-worth that isn't dependent on somebody else's denigration, you see a kind of spiritual peace. And because they're no longer sort of dependent on gaining their sense of superiority through someone else. It's sort of a self-referential process, or maybe it's in relation to their own principles of what they think they're here to do, right? And what I think it creates at a widespread level is a kind of spiritual depravity, right? Because to denigrate someone else constantly actually distances yourself from them. It necessarily has to do so, right? But we've often, I think, don't consider the fact that whenever you put someone else down, you're actually also deadening your own experience, because you're investing in a form of disconnection constantly. And whenever you're disconnected from other people, the way that we're disconnected from the earth right now and its resources, and we feel like we could just exploit it ad nauseum and not have any repercussions, right? When you're that disconnected from, the earth and other people, you're also disconnected from yourself. And when you're disconnected from yourself, there's a price to be paid there, I think, in terms of having to constantly fill yourself with a kind of, with all of these external forms of value. I have a nice car, I'm superior to this group of people. I'm, women competing with each other, all kinds of, beauty and all this kind of stuff. And that's, I think, a mass structure that's rooted in what we've been habituated in learning from racism, from sexism, from homophobia, from all of these forms of denigration and oppression, right? And I don't think people think about that price to the advantaged, that you've actually become a deeply alienated, spiritually disconnected person from other people and from yourself, that you almost cannot feel deeply, right? To understand that your life is linked with the fate of others.